All right, let's go ahead and get started with this review of the homework. All right, number 1, ABCD is a scale drawing of a figure. Which parallelogram could be the actual figure? So because it's a scale drawing, that means that they're similar. And when they're similar, you have to check to make sure that the side lanes are proportional. The only way that we're able to do that, well, there's a couple ways, but one of the easiest ways that we're able to do that is to butterfly the side lanes. All right, so let's take F, and let's see here. So A to D is 7, so we're going to put 7 over 12.5, and then we'll do the side length of 7 over 25. And of course, these aren't going to be proportional because they're not, the 7 is in the numerator, so they would have to have the same denominator. So that's not going to work. I mean, I can go ahead and multiply this out and show you. 7 times 5 is 35, 3, 14, plus 3, 6. So this is 7 times 25 is 175, and if I do 7 times 12.5, that's 35, 14. 17, carry your 1, 7, 8, and then number of decimal places 1. So that's 87.5. All right, so those are not proportional. All right, so let's go to G. So again, we have 7 over 12.5. We're going to set that equal to 14 over 12.5, and almost the same thing, because how do you get from 7 to 14? Well, that's times 2, because remember, proportions are also equivalent fractions, so I would do 12.5 times 2. Well, that's actually 25, so that doesn't work. All right, let's look at C. We have 7 over 12.5 and set that equal to 14 over 25. All right, so how do I get from 7 to 14? Times 2, 12.5 times 2. That's 25. All right, so oops, the answer is H. All right, number 2. The average wingspan of an albatross is about 3 1/10 meters. The average wingspan of a bald eagle is about 7 feet. 1 meter is about 3.28 feet, 2,800 feet. Which of the following is true? All right, so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and convert one of the other. It doesn't matter which one you convert. I am probably going to convert 3.1 into meters. All right, so I know that my conversion is 1 meter is about 3 and 2,800. So I'm going to put this as a proportion. 1 meter over 3 and 2,800 feet. Set that equal to, and then meters across from meters, so 3.1 would go on top. And so all I have to do here is multiply. So 3 and 2,800 times 3 and 1/10. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so the albatross in feet would be 10 and 168 thousandths. All right, so the albatross wingspan is greater than a bald eagle's wingspan, so that's exactly what we're looking for. So let's look at A. On average, the wingspan of an albatross is greater than the wingspan of a bald eagle. So there it is. The answer is A. Number 3. The scale of a map is 2 inches equals 5 miles. Carlos looks at the map to plan a driving trip to his grandmother's house. According to the map, he will drive 6 3/10 inches west along I-275, then 7 8/10 inches north along SR-32, and finally 4 5/10 inches northwest along I-74. How many miles will Carlos drive to his grandmother's house? All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and add up all the inches. So let's add up 6 3/10, 7 8/10, and 4 5/10. That's 16 carried. 18. So 18 and 16 tenths. That's how many inches. All right, because it's a scale, scales are also proportions. So let's go ahead and put this in a proportion. So 2 inches over 5 miles. And 18 and 6 tenths, those are your inches, so that's going to go on top. All right. Oops, I don't know why I put 5 there. Okay. All right, now let's solve the proportion. So my first step is to take 18.6 and multiply that by 5. So I get 93. And then 93 divided by 2. All right, this goes in 4 times. 8, 1, 3, 6, 12, 1. 0.5. So 46 and 5 tenths. The answer is G. All right, moving on to number 4. So this really is a short homework here. I really hope that you did try your best, because 11 questions, if you didn't do too hot or too well, or you didn't even try, your grade's going to tank here. All right, number 4. A student measured the nose-to-tail lengths in inches of a group of hamsters and gerbils. Which pair of box plots represents the student's 2 data sets? All right, so we're just needing to make a box plot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the 5-number summary for hamster, and then I'm going to find the 5-number summary for gerbils. All right, so what I'm looking at here, actually, I think I'm going to do the gerbils first, because if you look at your answer choices, well, they're listed first, so that's going to be easier for me to find. All right, so let's look at gerbils. So I first have to list these in order from least to greatest. All right, so let's see here. So we have a 4.5, 3 4.6s. 2 4.7s, a 4.8, 2 5s, and 1 5.1. All right, so the next step I should do is I should probably go ahead and count them to make sure I'm not missing anything. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need to have 10 numbers listed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do. So because there's 10, I know that I should have 2 in the middle for my median. So cross that out, 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 and for my median, I have 4.7, 4.7. So I'm going to just go ahead and draw my line in between. Well, I know that if I do 4.7 plus 4.7 and divide it by 2, I'm going to get 4.7. All right, so let's look and see which one shows the median at 4.7. So this is 4.7, and there's no median here, so that's not the answer. There's no median here, no median here. Oh, there's the median, J. So that was a little bit easier. I didn't have to find the full 5-number summary. I just had to find the median of the gerbils. So that was kind of nice. All right, moving on to the arithmetic section. All right, so I'm going to find a common denominator, 12. How do I get from 4 to 12? Times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. And I'm going to subtract. Oh, this is nice. So easy, right? 4 and 1/12. All right, what is 80% of 40? So again, of means to multiply in math. So let's take our percent, turn it to a decimal. 2 times to the left. So I'm going to do 40 times 8/10. And so the answer is 32. Number 7, what is 14 over 20 as a percent? All right, so I'm going to simplify this by 2. It's going to make it easy. 7 over tenths. As a decimal, 7/10. So as a percent, 70. All right, let's move it on up. Move it on up. Okay, number 8. 50 is what percent of 300? So what I'm looking for is a percent. And of course, you know that if you're looking for a percent, I must start with a fraction. So it's 50 over 300. All right, let's cancel out that 0. So I have 5 over 30. Let's simplify that. 1 over 6. I divided each one by 5, right? All right, take it to a decimal, 6 into 1. Remember, you need to go to the thousandths, decimal straight up. 1640, so 6 into 40, 6 times 36, 4, bring down that 0, 6. All right, so what's repeating is the 6.